Welcome to the From the Vine podcast, where we share stories, spark conversations, and celebrate the people who make up our Vineyard Church community. We hope you enjoy today's episode.
All right, what's going on, guys? We are back with episode 4 of From the Vine. Super excited to be bringing this to you guys every single week. We have new guests every single week, and today have the pleasure of having Matt join us. So Matt, thanks for being here. Why don't you give a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I'm Matt. I'm married to Emily for 7 years, and we just had a daughter, Grace, 8 months ago. So that's the new thing in our lives.
Yeah.
We moved to LA a few months after we got married and have been here and going to the church since. Yeah.
Cool. I know Grace is so cute.
Yes,
she's adorable.
Wonderful.
How has that been? Like just...
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of things we got to talk about for that. It's been really good. I think the first few months for me were a lot of big transitions, getting used to like how mechanically do we take care of a child? How do we do all of these things? And she wasn't as like expressive and able to like kind of communicate in small ways, like not talking, but like, what do all of her cries mean? How do we know when she's hungry, when she needs a change, like just kind of all of those kinds of things.
Yeah.
And so over time it's gotten a little more comfortable and she's gotten more expressive and playful. And so that's been really fun.
Hasn't gotten easier though, right?
In some ways, because we have a little bit more what to expect and have a night routine and a bit more of a sleep routine and things are a little more regular and things like that. It has kind of like, I'm not as exhausted as at first, and that's really good.
Yeah.
So it's kind of gotten easier, but there's a new thing all the time. Like she's slowly moving more and she's like rolling to grab things. She's not quite crawling yet, but when she is, then she'll be anywhere. We can set her somewhere and then she'll be off. So, but like things like that there's new things over time. But it kind of feels like God has grace for us. And then they're kind of slow dripped. You're not like given an angry teenager all at once.
Yeah. That would probably be a lot.
Figure out.
But
so
at least
it's been good.
She can't talk yet.
Yes.
And you'll get there, but right now you're like, okay, you cry and poop and stuff.
Yeah.
But
there's one of a few things we can try. We'll walk around. So it's
that's
been
super
really
fun.
good.
And then you work for Google.
I do. Yes.
What exactly do you do for Google? I know you were telling me a little bit the other day.
Yeah. So I'm a software engineer and I work in ads, and my team kind of does helping other people make ads better and make things better. So people send us things like an item and we will help tell them something about the quality by asking people around the world or asking machines some questions that they want to answer to train models and get data and things like that.
Yeah. Have you always done that for Google?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I've been on the same team for the last 4 years. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And then did you ever see yourself, like, was that something where you're like, oh, I'm going to work for Google one day, or did it kind of just happen?
Yeah. I remember going to like a Google talk in college and thinking, wow, that's cool. But I'm not studying software engineering because I was studying regular traditional engineering in college. And like, I don't know if I'll get that chance, but that would be cool. Kind of thing is like kind of in the ethereal like world of possibilities. And then after moving to LA and applying for a bunch of traditional engineering jobs, I wasn't getting any interviews and started applying to software as well because I've been doing a lot of coding for my engineering work and took a lot of cross-listed classes and eventually got one interview for a software role and got that job and then worked at a couple of places and then worked at Google. Didn't get in the first time I applied and studied a lot and worked on the practices for the interview stuff that they do and got in the next time. And
gotcha. Okay. So it was like, it was more of a process.
Yes. Yeah. It was kind of like a cool thing. And once I was in software, I was like, that would be great. That's kind of like a dream position. Like that'd be a really fun thing. And
super cool. I think I told you the only kind of view I had, I still kind of have, of working at Google is like the movie, The Internship.
Yeah.
When I was just like, it looks so fun.
Yes.
And also part of me is like, oh, like this is like also could be really top secret, like some big stuff going on. So I'm just like, anytime, like when I heard you worked for Google, I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
And then I heard Emily was a lawyer.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, you guys are crazy. That's so cool. But that's so fun. How has that balance been with, cause I know like you guys had leave and stuff. So it's like, are you back at work yet? Or
I am back at work this coming Monday. So in a few days from now.
Yeah. Are you excited?
Yes, overall, kind of mixed feelings. So my daughter will be starting full-time daycare next week. This week was the transition week. And so the first day they go for an hour and then for like an hour and a half. And so try to get them used to the environment and things. And she's been doing really well. She seems to really enjoy the other kids and new environments. She loves meeting new people and stuff like that. So that's helped a lot in terms of us feeling kind of good about that and that transition.
Yeah.
And so I think she'll enjoy it. And they do a lot of different things. Like this week is like they're playing with water and sand and it's like kind of beach themed.
Oh, that's fun.
So they do a lot and they are really experienced with that. And so I think she'll enjoy it. And so I'm excited about that, but kind of bittersweet that we won't be seeing her. I won't be with her every day. I've been on paternity leave for the last few months and it's been super fun to hang out with her, go on a lot of walks, go to the park and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, bittersweet. Kind of excited to get back to using my brain and doing stuff that I've kind of worked for and like normal work that's engaging. But at the same time, we'll miss her.
Yeah. I know I was going to ask if it was, I know, cause you've left her for like kids church.
Yes. Yeah.
But is it different? And like, is it hard to leave her at daycare?
It hasn't been super hard. I think because of kids church that we've gotten used to it and seen that she's done super well. And like she really enjoys being with people and being in different environments. And so that's helped a lot. And so having her in kids church time has been really good for us to have some confidence that it won't be totally like super rough and different for her.
Yeah.
And
for sure.
yeah, she always seems to just light up when she's going to a new place. And so getting to daycare, she's like excited and happy and stuff like that.
Also with other people too,
yes.
like passing her, she's just like, oh
yeah, when she meets
and
a new
she just
person,
goes to everybody.
Up. Yeah.
But I got to ask, cause I know there's probably got to be a couple. Do you have any like crazy, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe Grace did this stories?
Yeah. So when we were visiting my parents in San Francisco to introduce her for the first time, there was one day where she had big blowout poops multiple times in the city. And so, yeah, we were riding from like some touristy things we were doing to then see my parents. And like on the ride in a Waymo, we noticed like, oh no, I think she pooped. Yep.
Oh no.
And so like, well, we can't do anything in this car while we're moving. And so once we got there, we like take her out onto the street and then just like change her kind of on like a step on the street.
Okay.
Just outside. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is great. And then like it escaped the diaper, it got on her clothes. We have to fully change her, wipe her down, throw stuff out, bag up the clothes. And then we go to get food. And then while we're eating food there, again, like
2 hours
later or something.
She must have eaten some, well, she probably eats the same thing.
She does, yeah. It was just breast milk and she wasn't eating solid food yet. So, you know,
wow.
Some days are like that.
Imagine the next person that got in that Waymo.
It was contained in the car seat, but it was like very faint. We're like, oh no.
Yeah, you just get in, something's up. You're like, oh, the last person, man. They just
So that was a fun experience.
Oh geez.
We haven't had one that many of numbers of since, not 2 in a day. And you kind of get used to everything you need and
yeah. Are those the kind of moments that make you feel like, oh yeah, like I'm a dad?
Kinda. Yeah. Having to figure out what are we going to do? How do we fix this like immediate problem? Things like that. Dealing with that.
I mean, you got to probably have good problem solving skills though and critical thinking.
Help. Yeah. How do we like make do with whatever is on us and like, oh no, we really could use more changes of clothes.
Yeah. And it only takes pooping in a Waymo to figure that out.
Yeah. Then you plan for next time. We brought more than we had with us.
Yeah, there you go.
We didn't expect to go through multiple full changes of clothes. So, but sometimes it's like that.
Yep. Oh, the joys of parenting. I can't wait. I don't know if we'll take a Waymo.
Yeah.
I saw this thing. It might've been earlier today or the other day, but I wanted to ask you this because I was like, yes, this would probably be perfect. Knowing kind of Grace's personality, but obviously not talking, like if she were able to just speak fluently, how do you think she would talk to you guys?
Yeah.
Like based on her actions and like how she is throughout the day. She seems like she's really laxed.
She is super lax. Yeah. She's normally really calm. I think she'd like lean more extroverted than Emily and I.
Okay.
So I think she'd be like, come on, let's go like see some people. Let's go to a party. Let's go hang out. Let's go do things. Come on. Why are we like sitting at home?
Reading
a book? Let's go see people. So I think it'd be a lot of that. kind of thing. Like,
Just very
I want to go
excited,
do
very
something.
just
Let's go to
like,
the
oh,
beach.
like-
Let's go do a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. You and Emily aren't like that? Or sometimes
not
maybe?
quite as much. Yeah. More just kind of calm, like lean introvert, but like happy to hang out with friends, but not quite as like, we have to do a new thing. We have to go see and meet new people kind of.
Yeah. Dang. Yeah, it's fun. It's interesting to think about. And she'll be talking soon.
Oh,
so
yeah.
you'll get to see that.
Yeah. She started babbling, and that's really fun.
Okay.
It's just like strings of just disconnected syllables.
Yep.
So yeah, we're waiting. The words will be coming soon.
Yeah. Super, super cool. A little bit of a deeper question. Now, like kind of being a newer dad and all of the complexities like that play into that. Have you seen, or like, has there been any, I don't want to say influence, but like, how has it kind of impacted your journey just as a Christian and just in the church, or just kind of like your relationship with God overall?
Yeah.
I know it's kind of there's a lot to it.
Sure.
So, I mean, but if there's something that like jumps out, or you're just like, oh yeah, kind of over the course of parenting, this has become more apparent, or like,
Yeah. I think kind of getting to experience love in a different way has been really big.
yeah.
And it's not something that I've like fully processed yet, but like Grace doesn't do anything and we love her. She like is very inconvenient often and we love her. And that thinking about that from like the heart of God and the Father and like his love toward us, that like we don't need to be perfect. We don't need to do anything. We can mess up and be inconvenient and kind of get in the way of what his perfect plans might be. And he will still love us.
Wow.
And so kind of feeling that firsthand is cool.
Yeah. That's so cool.
Go ahead. It's hard to like, that abstractly. And now having a child and kind of getting to see that is cool.
Yeah. When did you kind of first experience like that? And we're kind of getting more into your testimony now, like that love of the Father. Like when is that kind of first become apparent, like to you in your life?
Yeah. So I grew up going to church. My parents aren't married or together, but they're both Christian. And so I grew up going to church, to their churches with both of them. And so I'd say I'd always kind of knew about God and believed in God. I was kind of raised in that frame. And so I think for me, that was just kind of, what I grew up in and what I knew to be true. My parents had some pretty serious mental health struggles while I was growing up. And so I ended up going to church by myself from maybe when I was around 13-ish, something like that.
Okay.
So I was going on my own. And I think around then is probably when I would say like my faith kind of became my own. Like I was choosing it myself to like go to church and go to small groups and like to pursue God. And I think around then was the time that I say like I know it's my own. I know this is kind of the thing.
Yeah.
And I've had a few different points where like God reminds me of that through a few different parts in college or other times of like, like I'm using you or I love you, whatever you're doing when you feel like you're not doing well in something, when you feel like you're failing. And that's been really good.
Yeah. So from 13, you said this was at 13. What was kind of like from that point, what did then that look like? Yeah.
So at that time it was kind of going to church by myself and like going to a small group that had been, was part of a church that was at one point part of the Vineyard actually. But just doing that, trying to regularly read scripture. That was something that my parents, encouraged and that I had done at the time. And from that, meeting friends in high school who were Christians, and then even deeper once I got to college, and it was really, not with my family and kind of more on my own, like going to church and joining the, InterVarsity Christian Fellowship. And, that was, I think, the time when it was like a space where I got to see a lot of other people also pursuing Jesus
Yeah.
really intentionally. And that was really, really healthy for me. Because I think growing up, I didn't have a lot of other friends who had felt like were particularly serious about Jesus all the time.
Yeah.
And weren't necessarily like showing it or trying to seek him all the time. And so in college, joining the Christian fellowship was a really good chance for me to see what it looks like for other people around my age to be pursuing God, and college students like leading small groups and trying to do campus outreach and other things like that, and like follow Jesus for themselves and just running it all and going at it. And that was really good. And that was really formative to be in a group of people who were doing that.
Yeah, totally. I know that's kind of when things shifted for me, when I went to college, and kind of similarly, like finally had my faith become my own. No longer felt like it was this hand-me-down faith from my parents, but it was because of this core group of people that I was doing ministry with, that I was surrounded with, and people who were practically trying to live like Jesus.
Right.
Where I did have friends where it's like, oh yeah, they went to church and they did they went on Sunday, and it was like, but that was kind of the extent, and they weren't really living that life. And that made it really challenging for me, like not being surrounded by that. So I think it is huge when that shift happens.
Yeah.
Why don't you talk more about that shift for you? Like, what did that mean for you as soon as you were like, oh yeah, like this is my own faith? Like, what did that look like?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that, like I said, the first inflection point was around 13. And so it was just kind of choosing Jesus and like constantly consciously choosing him, that I would go to church on my own and like by myself, and that it was of my own choosing. I think that was the thing for me at the time, that like I knew it was a priority, and it was something that I just wanted to do and knew I had to do. Like I have to be in church and I have to be around people. And part of that was because family life was crazy, and it was nice to be around other people who I knew cared about me and have some stability through church and people there. And part of it was just kind of knowing that like this is the thing that is stable and grounding. Like I know God is there when other things are crazy and not healthy.
Yeah, it's good. And then now fast forwarding back to college, this is where you met Emily.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, yeah.
So, and it was part of your,
part of our InterVarsity fellowship at the time. Yeah.
So talk more about that and like how that all, you don't have to get into everything, but just like, oh yeah, you saw her from across the room kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, when we met, we were dating other people from high school actually.
Okay.
And so, we met at that point, and her best friend was my like next door neighbor in college. And so we became friends through the InterVarsity fellowship, and both of our high school relationships fell apart. And then we got really close. Both of our families were both a little messy, and just kind of bonding over that and some of our shared interests and time together in the Christian group. And there was a lot of like camps and events and things like that gave us time to chat and hang out and really get to know each other. And so at one point, we talked to each other, told each other we were interested in each other. And it was maybe a little over a month after breaking up with her and her high school boyfriend. And so we're like, is this like a rebound thing? Is this stable? And so we talked to one of the seniors, because of course we were freshmen. We were like, oh, he'll have something wise to say. And he was like, you guys should like do 40 days of fasting and like pray about it. Or not fasting, but like 40 days of waiting and praying. We're like, that's great. That's a biblical number. We'll do that. And so we hung out a lot and prayed a lot and decided that, we wanted to go through with it. And
and years and the baby later, here you are.
Yeah, 7 years later. And
that's cool. What did it look like after you guys got together and like for those next few years, and then leading to like Vineyard? Because I know you have a really cool story just around Vineyard after you guys got together.
Yeah. So we were going to a Vineyard at the time in college, because our college ran shuttles to a few of the churches in the area, and Vineyard was one of them. So we had started going to that and gotten close with some of the pastors there who really supported us through leading the Christian fellowship and some complicated things that were on campus. And how do you do Christian ministry on a secular campus? How do you deal with people who are really angry at you? How do you deal with interpersonal conflicts within your ministry team as well, and things like that?
Yeah.
And so that church really supported us there. And I think just for us, we were super busy with really intense school things. So I was doing an engineering degree and a political science degree at the same time. And Emily was studying Arabic and history, and we both studied abroad. And so like there was a lot of managing school, and we went to Swarthmore College, and it's known for having a pretty difficult academic environment, and it definitely lived up to it. It really, really
it paid off though.
Worked us. It did. Yeah, it did. So it was definitely a lot of not getting enough sleep, trying to finish work, and also doing events, and just kind of trying to do a lot of stuff. And so it was like a very tiring and kind of grueling season of school. So we like to reflect back now after graduating college and like starting jobs and her starting law school that we got a lot more sleep after college than we did before. And just kind of wonder, how might we have been different persons and handled things a little differently if we had been consistently getting enough sleep during college. But yeah, it was really formative, and just the kind of relationships that were there, where you have where you're in close proximity with people and you get to spend time with them a lot. And so I think there's something about that kind of communal life and trying to follow Jesus when you live really close to other people. That's been really helpful for us in terms of like during fellowship then, and now you actually live in our building now. And so it's been
we do.
Really fun to have Kaylee and Jacob over for dinner and hang out and stuff like that. And so I think that kind of trying to pursue community and friends is one of the things in following Jesus that's really a really big deal. Yeah.
And it's funny, you were talking about the sleep thing. Kaylee and I are still trying to figure out how to fix our sleep schedule. I've been out of college long enough. She's still been out of college a good amount of time, but we still are just like, we sleep like we're college students. And it's so much harder to wake up in the morning.
It is.
I don't know how I used to do it in college. I'd be off like 2 hours of sleep. I'd get up at 5 a.m. to go work. I'd have classes all day. I'd have worship rehearsal. I'd somehow fit the gym in there somewhere. And then I would have one-on-ones with people, like all these meetings. And then I'd hang out with Kaylee. And then it was like all this stuff. And I'd finally go to bed at like 2 o'clock in the morning. And then I'd get up at 5 a.m. to do it again. And I was fine. And I was like, I don't know how, like right now I go to bed at 10 o'clock and I wake up at 7 a.m. and I'm exhausted. I don't know why. Like, I just like, I don't know but I've heard about like certain amounts of sleep are like better for certain people. It's almost like, oh, like if I slept for like 7 hours and 30 minutes, it's better than if I slept for 9. Because like, I don't know if it's like the oversleeping or something. I don't know. But yeah, having, like you were saying, the community and like living in the same building as you guys, like it's incredible. And that's an adjustment we've been making, because at our university, like it wasn't just like we had a club and kind of people did the thing. It's like our university was just like all solely just based on ministry.
Right.
And it's like everyone was taking theology courses, and like being a private Christian school, you don't always have like the full campus that's like everyone's all involved. And like, yes, we're all in, but you do have a really big chunk that's like all about it. So we were like completely almost surrounded in this little bubble by it. And then now being in the city and like being a part of a church is huge, but it's like, whoa. Like outside of the church, it's just like, so like trying to build that community, I think is really huge. And I think it's super important, especially in a city like LA, where it's just like, there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of people chasing so many different dreams and so many different quote unquote higher powers, and like having a community is like plays such a big role in your faith. But finding yourself, like talk a little bit about how you found yourself at this vineyard.
So when we were in our senior year of college, Emily was applying to law schools and had a few options. And one of them was in LA. And so she went out, they flew her out to like tour the school. And one of the pastors is recommended like, oh, you should check out the First Vineyard. It's actually around there. And so on Sunday, she headed over and went to the Vineyard, got prayer, talked to Joel for probably a few hours or something. And so, God worked through that. I think just felt like really settled, like she got a really good scholarship. And it felt like God was just kind of leading us that this was the next place for us.
Yeah.
And so, we had a list of churches that we were going to try when we got to LA, and then went to this one first, and then didn't end up making it to any of the others. And we're like, oh yeah, and just kept coming back for the next few years.
Yeah. Cause you guys have been here how many years?
7 years now.
7 years.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I remember because we had come every now and then, because obviously Kaylee growing up in the church. So we would come and we would do worship.
Yeah.
And then I remember meeting you guys like 4 years ago, something like that, 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. Somewhere around there. It was like right after COVID.
Mm-hmm.
I remember meeting you guys. But that's so cool that you've been plugged in here.
Yeah. We were youth volunteers when she was in high school.
Yeah.
So it was cool to see her and Ava and some of the other people like graduate college, get married, come back. And it's been really, really cool. It's a real blessing to see.
You're her youth leader, and then she comes back and she's married.
Yeah.
Some dude with long hair and a beard and wears sandals.
I think you might have led worship for like youth group some night or something.
Maybe.
At some point.
Yeah.
Like I think we have a few things like.
Yeah. There's so many like college. There was a section that was a blur with like how much we were doing.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like, it was so fun though. Oh my goodness. If we could go back. Well, I mean, we probably would do it, but it's like, it's also good to be doing what we're doing now. But you also serve on the worship team.
I do.
How is that? And how has that been the last 7 years?
Yeah.
Have you done it all 7 or was it?
I think I started maybe a few years after we got here.
Okay.
So I played marching drums kind of growing up in high school. I was in like drum corps, and so played like marching snare and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But I didn't really play kit until we got to LA. I borrowed a drum kit from someone in the community that wasn't using it. And so started to learn on that. Got an electronic kit to like be able to really practice in an apartment. And started taking lessons from someone that Joel knew from Alter, the young adult ministry that he used to run at the church.
Yep.
And then have been learning and practicing. And so it's been, I don't know, probably 6 years of playing drums or something, like a full kit, something like that.
Yeah.
So it was funny starting to learn because I was really comfortable with some of the drumming, super basic rudiments, but like playing them all around the kit and adding in feet and stuff like that was not at all comfortable, and took some learning, but definitely a heads up from starting with some of the marching stuff.
Yeah.
But it's been fun. Playing on the church has been really fun. Definitely really nerve-wracking at first, and then just doing it every other week or so for years, like really works that out.
Yeah, it's like, all right.
It's fine.
I'm used to this now. I don't know, props to you for that, because every now and then I try to be like, I could play drums. Mm-hmm. And then I try to just individually have everything going. Mm-hmm. And like, I have a buddy, when he plays, like he always keeps the hi-hat going with one foot while he's doing other stuff. And I'm like, the fact that you can make all your different like limbs do different things and different timings, I'm like,
it is a lot of practice to get comfortable with all of that, for sure. I've seen you tinker around on drums. You're pretty decent. Yeah, you can hold a basic beat.
I can hold a beat, but every time I'm like, I'm going to try something cool, and then it falls apart. And I'm like, okay.
That is the very experience of drumming. Yeah.
I think
that'd be good. And then you like, it doesn't work.
It's an experience with everything.
Like work it out until you can do it consistently. Yeah.
No, it's been good. You've been killing it. It's been super fun to play with you. Yeah. And how have you liked the transition to almost a fully real kit?
It's been really fun having real cymbals now. So we had a fully electronic kit at the church for a long time.
Yeah.
And now having real cymbals gives you a lot more to work with. There's just a lot more dynamics and different ways you can hit them. That gives me a lot more to work with. That's been super fun. Yeah. I've really, really enjoyed that.
And it just feels better, man.
It does.
I just hitting the plastic and hearing plastic. I was like, oh. And then we got the real ones, and I'm like, it's what we were missing.
Yeah, it sounds different. I remember walking in the room the first time that they switched. It was like, oh.
It's like, I hear it.
It's different.
Yeah. I think a lot of people too were like, oh. And then you're not in the front row like going up to the prayer benches, and you're trying to pray, and all you're hearing is just the smacking of the plastic.
Yep.
So it's great.
Yeah, I had someone tell me like, wow, you got way better like 2 months ago. It's like, kind of.
Yeah, you're like, well, part was me, part was, it also just sounds better. But no, big part was you, dude. You've been crushing it lately. I told you, I don't know if it's like you're drinking a certain type of water or something, but.
Yeah, no, having consistent lessons has been super helpful.
Yeah.
I have a lesson every couple months or so, check in, get some technique suggestions, and go over some of the things we might have done in the last worship set and how it worked, what I could have done a little better. And that's been super helpful.
Yeah. Well, that sounds good, dude. Well, is there anything else? This is your last chance that you want to share with our listeners, just about anything regarding your story, about Vineyard, about the real drum set.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think I've been really just grateful for God's provision and consistency in my life. Even when family stuff was complicated and unstable, like he's continued to show up and provide people through the churches I've been at over the years who have just cared for me and been there. And yeah, it's been good.
Yeah.
Happy to worship with you and
live
near
fun.
you now. Yeah.
I know. Hopefully more soon. Try to convince more people to join our commune. But anyways, thanks so much, Matt, for making time and being able to come on here and share all that you did. Super excited just to be able to keep bringing this content to you guys and just being able to talk to more people and just learn more about our Vineyard community. I think it's huge, and just getting to learn each other's stories, seeing how sometimes things are connect with other people, and how it's just really good for us as a church just to know each other and know what's going on and see what God's been doing, not only in our lives, but in individuals' lives. So thanks so much for sharing. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We will be back again next week with another guest, but we will catch you in the next episode. See you guys.